How's it going, YouTube? This is Dustin. I'm doing my update a little bit early. There's not a whole lot to report on this tank. You can see here on the rocks, I'm starting to get a little bit of, it looks like algae growth. Just starting to grow on the tops of all of these rocks. It's not that coralline algae that you hope to get. You see, I did get this rock in when I started and this little one over here, and I brushed them, and I took that water and just sort of dumped it into the tank in hopes that that coralline algae will collect on these other rocks. And I've gotten a little bit of it. You can see it over here, but not a whole lot. So I'm going to look into that and see if I remember correctly. I think that this is normal for saltwater. It starts off with this average normal algae, and then it sort of transforms, I guess, or the coralline algae starts to grow after that. The fish are doing fine. The clown is probably happier than he's ever going to be because he has the run of the tank. I've been feeding him small portions about 3 times a day, just sort of power feeding him, let him grow up a little bit before I add anything else. I am going to get something later on this week, so you'll see him in the next video, I hope. The goby is still back here. And of course, once I turn on the camera, he goes back into his cave. During feeding time, he is getting a bit more active. He comes out and feeds with the clownfish there, and he will go across the entire tank to feed. So he's not afraid to get out, but any chance he gets, he sticks to that cave. The real reason I wanted to update you guys is because disaster struck on the discus tank. You'll see that there is no more discus. I woke up the other morning and they had cloudiness in their eyes, white spots all over their body. Their fins were starting to rot away, a little bit of fin rot. And so it looked to me like it was a bacterial infection. So unfortunately, this tank is down to 4 inhabitants. The Cory cat, a couple of angels, and the Picassimus up here. I took out all the plants in an attempt to save the discus. I did a huge water change. I pretty much emptied this tank except for the gravel. I used the gravel vac and got out as much as I could. And then I also started treating for a bacterial infection. But I think I got to it a little bit too late, because by the next day they were dead, unfortunately. So that's what's going on over here. I think what I might do is move the 4 that are left to another tank and make this specifically a discus tank and probably go bare bottom with it. Easier to clean, easier to keep the water perimeters where discus need to be. Just try and make it as easy as I can on myself. Anyone who has discus knows that they are not a cheap fish for freshwater. I mean, the ones I got were 35 bucks each. So that's a pretty penny going down the toilet now that they've died. But we'll start fresh and try again. I had them for probably 6 months, and then this is the first time that they've really gotten any disease, and I was not prepared ahead of time to treat it, unfortunately, and I think it spread faster than I could take care of it. So, but something else that I can update you guys on is this little 10-gallon tank down here is going to get set up again. And I have what I need. Came in from Amazon today. So I got some cholla wood, Indian almond leaves, and some fluval gravel. If anyone can guess, right down there it's going to be a shrimp tank. So I'm going to start some shrimps. I think what I'll do in that tank is shrimps and guppies together. I've done it before, and actually the two of them together, it's convenient because you know, the shrimps stick to the bottom feeding, the guppies, you know, will feed on the top. And anyone who knows guppies will breed like crazy. So, and shrimp are not that hard to breed either. But what's great is that they both sort of have their own territories. So you can breed them in the same tank without all that much difficulty. So I got to get some Java moss yet for the shrimp, but then I'll set that up and I will start breeding with guppies and shrimp. So that's going to be the next thing I make an attempt at. Like I said, I've had guppies and shrimp before. I've bred guppies before. I have never bred shrimp before, but I want to give it a try. And I already got a pet store in the area that has said they will, depending on quality, buy any of the guppies and or shrimp that I'm able to get. I mean, he goes through 50 to 100 guppies in a month. So, you know, the one thing about breeding guppies, if you're planning on selling them, is controlling the guppies, obviously, because they will not want to stop breeding, and it is not hard to be overrun in no time and be going to your pet store going, I need you to get rid of these. I can't keep them. So you have to be able to control how quickly they breed, I guess, or at least have a plan for what to do with them if they're going to keep breeding. So that's what I will be working on next. I had all this ordered before the discus problem, and so this was my plan of where I was going next, what I wanted to do. But now that discus issue has popped up, I think I'm still going to stick with this first because I've got it all here and ready, and I'll probably have that discus tank I'll probably just let these guys stay in here for a while. Maybe give them a little bit of cover or something so that it's not just a bare tank with 4 fish. But I'm not really going to do a whole lot with this tank until after I get the shrimp and guppy tank going. So that's all that's really been going on. So I will keep you guys updated.